And continuing on with my Casio watch playoffs of 2024, we got some heavy hitters here. I think this is the best first round matchup for all of my watches. By the way, if you're watching this for the first time, I'm comparing all my watches head to head in sort of a bracket style. And it just so happens that I got two octagonal Casio watches, the Casioak contenders, I guess you could say. Here I have the GMA-S2100. Don't let the pink fool you. It's a good watch. Versus the EFS-S570. One of, I think, Edifice's best watches. Like, from the Edifice line, this is a winner here. So we got two very similar watches that do very different things, I think, on wrist. And I'm gonna talk about these watches individually, and then at the end, I'm gonna pick a winner. When it comes to watch reviews, I don't like it when people hold the watch the whole time, so I'm actually gonna wear the watch as I talk about it, and then I'll switch, and then I'll pick a winner towards the end. So let's talk about the GMA-S2100. I know you're probably just thinking, oh gosh, it's a pink watch. And you're right, it is. But they do make it in different colors, so you don't have to do this watch. But as someone with a 6¼ inch or 2-inch wide wrist, this is the better fit versus the traditional 2100 that is very, very popular. It has everything that you could want. It has date, light, everything is all good. Same specs, it's just a little bit smaller. I really had a hard time finding a good style for me, unfortunately, when it comes to the S2100, because a lot of them have negative displays, which I don't like, which is why I opted for the pink one, because I figure at least the pink one I can kind of see, and you know, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I thought it's a nice cause. So pick this one up instead. A lot of great things on this watch. I was very impressed with the lume on this watch. It makes it very easy to read at night. Again, this is not a review. I just want to talk about really a lot of positive of this watch and why I think this watch makes a strong contender to outbeat this particular watch. I do like the fact that being, you know, resin, it's relatively light, especially when compared to this guy. But it's an overall light watch. It's a fun watch, and if you are wearing this watch, to me, if you're wearing like a normal one besides the pink one, nobody's gonna know it's the S2100. They're not gonna be like, look, oh, that's not a man's watch. That's the women's Casioak, isn't it? Nobody's gonna care. They're just gonna look at it like, oh, nice watch, and move on. I wish they just made this in black with a positive display. You got a winner right there. Instead, they make the black one with a negative display, and you're like, oh my goodness, Casio, please. They could have had a winner right there. But for people with smaller wrists, I think this is the size to go with, rather than the 2100, the traditional one. It's just, I'm glad I get to own one of those Casioaks, and I'm glad that it fits me. I'm not embarrassed that it's too huge. I don't have to ask anybody. Just overall, this is a nice watch to have. But moving on to the EFS-S570, the real Casio, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty of it. What can you say? It's metal. It's solar. It's sapphire. This is ready to do some business. It's already weighting down my hand. This is such a nice looking watch. It comes in different styles and colors. There's the traditional steel, there's the blue one, which I personally liked, and then of course this gunmetal one with the gold, which is the one I ended up buying. Just very unique colors. I made a review on this watch. I did mention that when I got it, the pin fell out of the bracelet as I was adjusting it. It broke off, and then when I wore it, later, like a week later, it fell off. And was quite embarrassed, but I did get it fixed and repaired. Luckily, a local watch shop was able to put the pins in and make sure they were good pins. But this watch is just really great. I'll say that I don't really use the chronograph dials on it. Fancy looking, but not really for me. The date window is a little small and hard to read just because it's so dark. It's also at the 4 o'clock, which to me is very unusual. I don't think I have any watches that have that. But I get it, just for balance. Maybe that's where they thought they had to put it, because of course the Edifice logo has to be humongous, right? Yeah. But I think this watch is very dressy, and you know, this is like a nice office watch, dressy watch, but it is heavy. It is solid, and after a while, you're gonna feel it. So if you like heft to your watch, this is the one. But you know, also the screws, I should mention that on the design, also very nice. But if you want something a little bit lighter, this is not the watch for you. But you know, it withstood a drop from my wrist onto the ground. But overall, this is a great watch. If you can get this watch in the U.S., I'd say think about picking it up, especially if you got a small wrist. I think this one it fits real nice, and yeah, it to me, it's a nice dressy watch. So now let's talk about these heads up. Which one would I go for? And it's really hard because I think these are great watches. They're so similar, and the fact that they go up against each other in the first round of these playoffs is unfortunate, because I think that they could go pretty far, both of them, because I've really enjoyed the Casioak club. I don't know what you want to call it, but I've enjoyed this one. Yeah, I know, maybe I'm a junior member because I got the small one, haha. But I do appreciate this watch, and I do plan on wearing it, you know, for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is going to be the watch that I'm going to sport it the entire month. At least that's the plan. But I will say, between the two, I'm going to pick this one. The Edifice watch, it is solid. Minus that 1 month, I'll be wearing this one. This watch it's just good in so many ways. I love the brush look. It has a lot of great features, solar, sapphire, of course. It's a mean looking watch. You know, it has that metal, punk metal. Is that the look? Is that the word? It just has like that industrial like look to it. Very sharp edges. It just looks like it's a serious watch. You know, it's like, yeah. And I think it's very versatile in terms of what I can wear it with for work and for other outings. So I really like this watch. Had a lot of wrist time when I was away on a business trip. This was the one that I wore, and overall I just like the color. Just great watch, a lot of good features. Again, it's a toss-up between these two, in my opinion, because they look so similar. They do different things, but fit-wise, for someone with a small wrist, they both are great. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one. So hope you enjoyed that discussion, and thanks for watching.